talking do the live art shows work, as well as kicking the week off, okay? Another week, it brings us, what, 1 week closer to the biggest art selling time of the entire year. And before we get into the live art shows, let me just say this. I like The Economist, okay? They have a podcast that like these little bits. And you know what I love about it is it's like constantly giving you like the international news. They're talking about the banks reporting, because the banks are like, you know, they have these reporting requirements that are out of control, right? Reporting that the percentage of household savings has been the highest it's been in a long time, right? A long time. And I was like, how many more indicators do I need that we are about to face down the biggest Q4 in the history of mankind? No one's going back to work. Everyone, Google came out yesterday and said no one's going back. No one's going back till 2022. No employees going back till 2022. I think it was a Google headline I read today. So
2021 or 2022. That's a long time.
Yeah, 2022.
Wow.
It's like the Lollapalooza guy. So the larger point is household income at a high, the home office continuing to be the norm, the bare walls still an issue, and the biggest buying season coming around. I mean, this is like everything swirling together.
And I would even add on top of that this insatiable desire that we all have to make our homes and home offices and just anywhere that we're going to be spending all this time, that we know this is no longer a 2-month thing or a 3-month thing, right? This insatiable desire to make your living / workspace that is now where you're spending the primary amount of your time as amazing, inspiring, you know, like productive as possible. And I am a perfect case study of that. I am a total case study on this. Like I've lived in my house that I'm in right now for like 4 or 5 years. And like, I am outfitting the walls with original artwork. Okay. And it never was a priority before. I mean, I've got 3 little kids, right? I've got 3 like very, very young kids, 3, 5, and 7. Right. And so when you're in that mode, like there's things that you have as priorities and not, and like, but in my work area that I have, like my office and stuff like that, it just wasn't that big of a priority because I was never here. I was always at the office, you know? I was never really working in my home office. And so, but here you go. Like I've got 4 originals like that I have purchased, right? 4, right? Yep. And I got to tell you this too. When you have one, you're going to do that here? We got to cheers everybody, right? Cheers everybody.
I suppose I should be on brand too. We're looking a little black today.
Oh, there you go. All right. So
at least a little better.
So I first got 2 originals, right, from this one artist, and it's addicting. Like you have to.
Stop! It's like tattoos.
I'm
gonna be
Oh, dude, it is the absolute truth. I'm just telling you, if the artist does the proper marketing consistently, right, as we always say,
merchandising,
all of it, you know, if you do the proper marketing all the time and you do the right thing, there is the truth that the average collector will buy 8 pieces. 8. That's what the number is in Weiland's book on solving Don't Be a Starving Artist, right? His average collector buys 8 pieces. 8 pieces, right? And here I am, I'm halfway there with one artist, 4, right? It is a real thing. And so there's no question that when you sell 1 piece to somebody, it is just the beginning of that relationship. And you've got to be thinking that way. You have to be thinking like lifetime value. It's a metric that's common in business. It's called LTV, right? The lifetime value is what a customer might buy from you over the lifetime of your business, right? And so you're just getting started when somebody buys one, because if they really like you and they like your work, I'm just going to tell you that every time that you release something, they're going to be looking at it going, I might want one of those. I might want one of those. There's really something to it, which is amazing. It's so amazing. If you do that correctly, you can do really well.
You can kill it. Get into the announcements, and then we can get into the live art shows. You got announcements, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Announcements. Summer special. Got to mention this, you guys, because it's Monday, and we have a huge discount to join Art Storefronts that ends on Friday. It's 5 days away. If you're interested in joining Art Storefronts and getting a significant discount, make sure you take advantage of the summer special. Request a demo ASAP. Do not wait. Like, do it right now. Do it today. And you can do that. There's a link in our bio on Instagram, link on the post on Facebook, YouTube, all of that. You also can just go to artstorefronts.com. There's always a button in the upper right-hand corner of the screen that says request a demo. So do that ASAP to take advantage of it. And as we have said, like as you just opened with, right? The fourth quarter is around the corner and there's like a tsunami coming, right? With all the data and metrics that are there, like the savings, people are saving a bunch of money, and all of the business that has moved online, right? All of e-commerce is essentially online. No one's really going back to work until like, you know, maybe next year or whatever it is. And it's just prime time to take this seriously. And even if you're just getting your business off the ground for the very first time, like it's time. It's a perfect time to launch that art or photography business that you've been kind of like kicking around, but you've just been on the sidelines. Maybe it's because you not sure about your niche or your pricing. And if that is you, in 20 minutes, I am running a session, okay, with Taylor on our marketing team, okay, for non-Art Storefronts members in 20 minutes at the top of the hour, all right? So that's 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Central, 2 Eastern, okay? You can get on a live Zoom call with us for free art business consulting, okay? Free art business consulting. Are you gonna be on this one, Pat, or are you not?
No, these things are so fire that unless you meet the minimum requirements of competency in the morning, it's a simple memory test, and then you have to run a sub 7-minute mile and do 100 push-ups in one sitting. I failed this morning, so I'm out. You either have the level of energy or you don't.
All right, so I'm on it. I'm going to be going over some very interesting things with you guys, all right? And I think the most important thing is that, you know, from all the stuff that we've learned, you know, in 20 plus years of entrepreneurship, 20 years in the art industry, right, as entrepreneurs. And
even I have like 12.
I know, it's incredible, you know, and like the sheer quantity of individual photographers and artists, businesses that we have consulted for and helped, the level of information and detail that we have is just, it's unprecedented. Nobody has this level of information, right? And so we have boiled all of this down to a couple of different things that we feel if you get these things wrong up front, you're already done. You might even be running an art business right now, or you might be thinking about launching one. And if you don't get these things right, you're already done and you don't even know it. And so we want to make sure that we get this information to the industry so that everybody that's out there that's considering launching an art business, or maybe they're about to take it seriously, or maybe they just got crushed by the pandemic, you know, and because all the galleries have been closed and art shows, and they're trying to figure out what to do. We want to make sure you get on the right track, okay? It's our mission as a company to solve the starving artist problem. It's a very bold mission. And the way that we do that, we have one metric. It is we need to create the maximum number of successful artists that we can. We need to increase that quantity by like 1,000x that it traditionally has been over the last, you know, couple of decades or whatever. And we feel like we're solving a millennium-old problem. Like, Pat, let me ask you this. How many 1,000-year-old problems exist in society these days? There's not many. In the business world, there's not many. This is one of them. This is like a multi-thousand-year-old problem. And that's an incredible thing. But it's crazy to say. But we are on the precipice of actually upending it, right? And so we shoot for the stars when we say we're going to solve the problem, right? But we hope to end up in the clouds. What does that mean? So very few have created a successful art business, and we're going to turn that into tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of individual photographers and artists building these businesses from their home, whether they're just looking for some extra side income or retirement income, or you're taking it full-time as seriously as possible and you want to be selling hundreds of thousands of dollars a year or more. So anyways, top of the hour, guys. Top of the hour. It's almost 15 minutes away. Get on the Zoom call, all right? Get on our email list. And follow us on Facebook. We're going to go live on Facebook at the top of the hour, and then we'll have the link there to get on the Zoom call, won't we?
Yep, always.
Yeah. So if you're last minute, get on there and come on. I want to talk to you. I want to hear your thing, and bring the number one thing that you think is holding you back. What's the number one thing you think that is holding your business back? And let's unplug the drain, so to speak. Unclog it.
We're plumbers, humble plumbers here. I do the live art shows work. So what a weekend, right? So on Friday, I assisted one of our customers, Matthew Locke, who actually happened to get, because where he lives in Canada, he actually had an actual gallery show, right, at a gallery in Ottawa. And so the whole thing was hung inside an art gallery, which was really trippy. It was just like bank in like the 1800s, had like the vault and, you know, floor to ceiling windows and like, you know, 100-year-old hardwood floors. It was echoey as all hell in there, by the way. It was terrible in terms of the audio. But we went through the entire thing. I got to follow up with him today to see how many he sold from the show itself. In terms of the 20 pieces of the whole show, I think he sold 16 so far. And by the way, 50-50 split with the gallery. How many of those did he sell on his own? Majority. The gallery's goose is so cooked. And then you've got another show from the weekend. But I want to underscore and punctuate on this because I'm hearing this a ton, and maybe Nick, you haven't picked up on this, but all like the big craft fairs, right? Like, you know, the craft shows and the art shows that happen, like, you know, that whole circuit, they're obviously hemorrhaging, right? And so they keep attempting to sign their customers up, and they're calling them, let's do a virtual art show. We'll give you guys each 5 minutes. And good on them for at least trying, right? What, you running 2 coffee cups there? You doing the double on me? Anyway, good on them for trying, right? I love them for that. They're falling so flat on their face, and I can't help but like it a little bit because you haven't got the reps and sets in, baby. This is a fluid, breathing, dynamic scenario and situation. Unless you know what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing, which is not to say they won't get good in time. But Laka's another very good success. And then what do you have? What do you have from Stidham's? He ran his on Friday, happy hour. And what did he do? He unveiled.
He did it. He did it all on his own this time. He's totally empowered, right? He's been learning. He's now on his, I think this is his 3rd, right? So he's getting really good at it. He's getting really good. He even painted a like a happy hour, like painting, like with a cocktail and all of that to like promote it. I love it. It's just setting the mood, right? And so it's really fun. But yeah, he had 4 new pieces, 4 new originals, okay, that he was releasing. So this is a new style, right? Because we're advising our customers in our playbooks, right, on, you know, you can have basement old inventory that you can go after. But I think this was significant. This was significant because this was 4 brand new pieces. And you know, I've been talking about that. I've been talking about that big, right? I know Laka's got it now too, right? Because my philosophy on this is, and I think this is getting completely proven here. So here we are another week, you know, later, and we're proving even more, or sorry, I should say after the 2nd live art show with the whole community, we're proving something else, which is that a lot of, you know, photographers and artists are going to be selling their brand new content up front if you do it right. If you do it right, and you will not need the galleries taking that extra commission, right? It's actually like, in a case of Bill, 4 new originals. Guess what? He ran it on Friday. Here we are on Monday. 3 out of 4 have sold, okay? In addition to that, he sold 3 commissions, okay? In addition to 3 commissions, okay? So this was a significant thing. So 3 of the originals that he painted, and he painted those in the last 7 days, are gone, right? They're gone. Sold, okay? So what's he left with? He's left with the 1 original that hasn't sold yet. And so what can he do with that? He could potentially get that into a gallery. And so what are galleries going to now be playing second fiddle, right? With the content that they can't sell? You know what I mean? Because he's making 100% on his new stuff. And guess what? He's ready to go. He's like, okay, whether this turns out to be basement inventory, or I sell it indirectly, or I just put it on my site and maybe it takes 6 more months to sell. What does it matter, right? He's off and moving on to new content because his new content is moving out the door, right? And we're in a whole new world, my friend, whole new world. So this is not just about basement sales. This is the fact that you are running a retail international art gallery out of your home. You have to wrap your mind around that and all of the facets about it. So what would an international art gallery be doing? Well, they'd be selling old inventory. They'd be selling new inventory. They'd be showcasing everything. And that's like where we're going with all of our coaching and our consulting and all of our playbooks, is like mastering every bit of that. And guess what? When we get to Q4, this is just going to be like a crescendo. These skills these playbooks are going to be paramount throughout the whole fourth quarter, right? Why? Because your store should be open as much as possible. And your store's only open when you're live.
When it's open.
Yep. When it's open. When you're not live and you're not showing that stuff, your store is essentially, it's not closed, but you're forcing people to come to it, drive to the mall, virtually, seek it out, have the thought in their mind to go there rather than you having it open at all times. Hey, it's open. It's almost like you're perpetually, when they're in their feed and they're scrolling down, it's like you're giving people a way of perpetually walking by your store in real life. Correct. That's the equivalent. It's like you're walking, it's like, whoa, stuff's happening over there. And I'm seeing all this new content. And it's like the next day you do it again. And it's almost like you change the window dressing all over again. Everything in the window's changed. It's like, whoa. Now he's talking about, new pieces he just released. Oh, whoa. Now he's showing all of his acrylics. I didn't even know what he had acrylics. Those look amazing. Oh, whoa. Now he's showing all of his merchandise, his coasters and all this different stuff. And you have the ability to open your store, change your window dressing every single day. So when we get to right now, it may not make sense to do that all the time. It actually would. They should be doing it all the time. But when we get to Q4, everyone's going to be doing it all the time. All of our members, we're going to be just talking about it all the time. It's going to be guns a blaring, you guys. It's going to be so fun. I cannot.
Our thinking on this is, not to toot our own horn. While I toot my own horn, our thinking is so much further down the road than most people's on this. And again, the only reason I say that is not because we're so gifted, talented, and blessed, or whatever the heck else. We did the work ourselves. This is live number 475 for us since the freaking pandemic. Why? Because we saw the opportunity. We need to learn it all. And the call it the mental model, or call it not getting hung up on particular aspects. Like, what ends up happening when I say to you the word live art show? Instantaneously in your mind, you go, oh my God, I've got to prepare. That's going to take weeks of planning. I got to get everything ready to go and all my pieces ready and think through all of this different stuff, because having an art show, that baggage is all there already, right? In your mind of that's what you need to do. When you get to where we are, and you hear it here first, going live is no different than sending an email. It's just an email. It is just an email. It's just sending an email. You send email all the time. I send email all the time. You just send email. That's it. So when you readjust your mental model to understand, I don't have to be so hung up on it, right? I saw Julian on Instagram here. He's like, dude, I just got a huge box from Graphic. It's like that huge box that shows up from Graphic, right? With all of his new pieces. There's the unboxing video, part 1, because you only show off a couple of them. And then you pull another one out that's all wrapped up beautifully from Graphic. You're like, that's all the time we have for today, folks. I'll go ahead and I'll get to the rest of them later, right? I would get 6 lives out of the unboxing. I'd probably unbox one every 2 hours until I'm through every single solitary piece. And then I would go and show the previous ones again, right? And then I would talk about it again. And then I would explain to everybody, when they order my art, look at the shipping and the packaging that this comes. There's no way this thing's getting damaged. This thing's going to come to you so smooth, so clean. So when you think about it in the context, number 1 of it's just an email, take the baggage out of the way, right? It's no different than going to the store. You just go to the store, you come back, you went to the store, you're going to have to go to the store tomorrow again anyway, right? It's stop associating all the big baggage with it. It's not. You just get it in the water. Then you contemplate the reps and sets that it takes to get good at this. And then you contemplate the reason to want to get all those reps and sets in. Q4 is coming.
Ooh,
coming.
exactly.
And when I look at it as a marketer, right, in the context of omni-channel marketing for the unfamiliar is where your message gets hammered in a synchronized fashion in all of the channels that you have available to yourself. You send an email, then you make a Facebook post. The Facebook post dovetails with the email, which dovetails with your Instagram post, which dovetails with your Instagram story, which then the email gets sent to the unopens, which then potentially you have a Facebook ad announcing your sale. So it's literally like a bunch of guys hammering in a tent pole at the same time. I got to get my video ready, but that's what it is. And you're banging all of those channels, or it is actually like someone banging the drum. Most people think ooh, I'm going to send the email. Boom, I'm done. No, that didn't get anyone's attention. You got to bang the drum and then bang it again and then bang it again and then bang it again. And granted, you need to learn how to do that and we teach you how to do that. But now the lives just give you an even bigger drumstick, right? That one's the biggest. That one's like the foot drum, like the boom, boom. You know, like you hammer that thing so hard, and all of those working at once. I don't know if you can hear me tap my feet there. Tap my feet. But anyway, as I properly flesh out the best way to do that with the live, I could see an individual campaign, i.e., let's just, for instance, put one on the table, Q4. That Q4 run-up sale. Not only will it have multiple emails in it, not only will it have multiple social posts in it. Yes, it'll have an Instagram story every single solitary day, but I could see 5 to 7 lives per sale, maybe more. 5 to 7 lives per sale, right? And then the after hours, which I love the after hours. So that's where we're going. That's where it is. Do the live art shows work? You better believe they do. Not only do they work,
believe it,
extremely effective.
And guess what? The fact that they do is the greatest news you ever heard.
Yes, it is.
Trust me. It's the greatest news you ever heard, because you are now your own art gallery, and you have all the benefits that the retail art galleries have had and enjoyed for so many years, that they've been, that they had to invest in and have all that overhead. And now you can do it on your own without any of that. And it means that your ceiling, in other words, the upper limit of how much revenue you can generate as an artist or photographer from your house has just gone through the roof.
Through the roof.
So you guys should be.
Look at this. Lincoln Designs TV. I'm based in South Africa. That might have been somewhat of a situation 5 years ago, maybe even 2.5 years ago. Now you get yourself a printer that can ship in the US, and guess what, Lincoln? You've got access to the biggest art buying market in the world, and all you got to do is run a live art show. Do you think anyone's going to care if you're in Durban or Cape Town or take your pick? No, it doesn't matter.
No
it's inconsequential. It's inconsequential.
Exactly. And we've got automated fulfillment for all of that in the US. So that's all good. All right, we got to leave it there, because in 5 minutes, we're doing free art business consulting for non-art storefronts customers. Okay. So if you need help with your business and you're stuck and you want to take advantage of the fourth quarter and you're hearing everything we're saying and you want to you want to learn more and capitalize on it, go to that session. You know what, Pat? Why don't you drop a link in the comments right now? Drop the workshop link right in the comments for anybody who happens to see this on Facebook, at least, right? That we can have it right there.
It's already in the Instagram bio. It's already there.
Yeah, it's in the Instagram bio if you want to do it. So you can go to that session. It's now 4 minutes. It's going to start. And it's going to be great. And the final reminder, guys, summer special to join Art Storefronts at a significant discount, okay? Ending this Friday. Get your demo request in. Next step is request a demo, okay? It's ending this Friday. Don't wait. It's getting really busy. We already have people emailing us and telling us, like, you guys haven't got back to me. You guys haven't got back to me. We're saying, we will. It's just, we're probably running a day behind. So get it in as quickly as possible if you're thinking about joining at a discount. All right, guys? Other than that, have a great day. And for those of you who are going to the session here in 3 minutes, I will see you there.
See you then. All right. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.